This is Satya Kadirvel from Tamil Nadu state of India. This is a very high emergency message from my end to the addressed country leaders of China, Russia, Russian defense team and the country leaders of UAE, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Pakistan and North Korea about the strong plan of criminal India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was already directly involved in illegal termination of my EY company job, is now strongly planning to influence my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to block me from getting appointment with him to investigate the sensitive details of the high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in my termination letter, which is completely contradictory to the very clearly and repeatedly stated reason for my job termination in the evidence emails of EY HR authorities Mohammed and Heena Mudaliar. This video message is about the very strong plan of criminal India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is strongly planning to use any EY authorities like Heena Mudaliar or Shanil, Mirza or any authorities other than my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to give me any kind of forgery response like, "We will answer for your questions in the High Court or Supreme Court of India." When I ask a very strong and valid questions to the EY authorities about the illegal termination of my EY company job, which cannot be answered by and which cannot be justified by any EY company authorities. This before I go to that, I would like to submit a strong evidence. Today I got a strong evidence in, if the country leaders can see, in the notification, the SBI notification is about the notification sent from SBI Bank, State Bank of India, which is a central government bank, to openly show off that the criminal terrorist FORGERY summit, criminal Hon'ble have arranged criminal India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to use any EY authorities to give responses like they will answer for my questions in the High Court or Supreme Court. They have used the SBI mobile messaging system to send a notification from the Supreme Court of India, and by illegally registering some kind of grievance by misusing my phone number and my name. This SBI is SBI, State Bank of India mobile messaging system. And I clicked on the mobile, you can see SBI Bank, SBI Credit. Under the SBI mobile messaging system, they gave a notification from Supreme Court by illegally registering some grievance by misusing my name and my contact number. They have said you have grievance communication have been given in word number. How come a Supreme Court complaint registration number notification can be sent from SBI Bank? So this is open show from terrorist FORGERY summit, criminal Hon'ble and the criminals of Nachathar murder case that they have strongly used the political power of criminal India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to influence some EY company authorities to give me response like they will answer for my questions in the High Court or Supreme Court of India when I ask the very valid questions about the illegal termination of my EY company job. So this video message is mainly about the strong plan of criminal India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to influence my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to block me from getting appointment with him, to push me to suicidal point with the main motive to use any other EY authorities to give me any kind of forgery response with the end motive to illegally block the required correction of high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in my termination letter. So first of all, I would like to highlight a strong point that I am not asking for any help or support from my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir. EY being a big five consulting firm, it is the main primary responsibility and obligation of my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to give appointment to me to give immediate attention and investigate the sensitive details of high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in my termination letter, which is completely spoiling my future and my professional career, because my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir is the main approval authority for my job termination, and my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir is the directly communicated authority with me when he gave approval for long leave, and it is one and only my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir under whose directions and approval the EY HR Mohammed have asked me to immediately return back to India within 4 days period of time, and asked to work on project and deliverables, and asked me to directly meet my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir, and when I failed to meet EY partner Ram Deshpande sir on the mentioned date, immediately on next day my job got terminated under the direct approval and approval signed by my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir. Hence, it is the main responsibility and the obligation of my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to investigate the details of the high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in my termination letter, which is completely contradictory to the very clearly and repeatedly stated reason for my job termination, which is mentioned in the evidence emails of EY HR Mohammed and Heena Mudaliar. It's been more than 2 months, 2.5 months I have been staying in Mumbai and waiting for appointment from my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir, and there cannot be any kind of reasons given like he's always busy or something. Just like his many other project work and other thing, this is also his utmost primary responsibility and obligation, because the woman victim employee worked under his hierarchy have been suddenly terminated by giving an unjustified period of 4 days to return to India. On top of that, she has been just like that directly wrongly framed under wrong class number, completely contradictory to the clearly and repeatedly stated reason for her job termination. So it is the responsibility of my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to give me appointment and to investigate these details of evidence emails to give me the required correction of high sensitive wrong class number mentioned in my termination letter. So before I explain the details, first I would like to give a short summary of the sequence of events when I took long leave in EY company. As all country leaders are aware, my family have exited from India to Vietnam in mid of August 2022 due to the high life security threat situation for my family in India, due to the multiple murder attempts, security threat situations and physical attack executed against my family by the joint coordination of the 3 main criminals of Nachatal murder case and the involved criminal Delhi Joint Commissioner, who is maternal uncle of one of my EY project mate, and the criminal residents of the Delhi Rose apartment. So when my family exited from India to Vietnam in mid of August 2022, it is completely under an unplanned situation and emergency situation. So under that situation, initially I have applied for temporary leaves, for a couple of weeks temporary leaves with my EY team, and evidence I am showing the evidence for the same. So initially I have not taken decision about long leave because when we exited it was completely under unplanned and emergency situation. So the date is shown here. On even on 5th September 2022, my main coordinating EY HR authority, Bharti madam, have asked me during the mail correspondence that thank you Satya for the detailed explanation. Please do keep us posted on about your return to work. So in the mid of August when we exited, I initially applied for emergency leave for a couple of weeks. I have not asked about the option of long leave. It is after this mail, I checked with my main EY HR Bharti madam about the option of working from home in Laos country, or if I have to take the option of long leave. So she then directly connected me with my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir, to check for the option of working from home in Laos country. So my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir, when he interacted with me, just for me, specifically for me, he looped in another EY global authority. I still remember she is a lady authority. He looped in EY global authority and checked with her whether I can work from home in Laos country. So the EY global authority checked for the option and said that the EY employee cannot work from home while living in any other country other than their native country, and suggested for the option to take long leave. So it is after that my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir has suggested me to take the option of long leave and then to return back to India when the situation gets safe for my family to return back to India. Even today, if my EY partner can check the email communication between September and October, definitely he can retrieve those communication. And the main point I would like to help that just for checking for me, he looked in a EY global authority. I still remember she is a lady authority to check for the option if he can work from home in Laos country. So after he gave approval for long leave and mentioned that I can return to India when the situation gets safe for my family. After this, in December 26, I got a mail notification that I got a courier automated notification that I got a courier, for which I replied. I also looked in my EY HR Bharti madam that I have submitted a petition to the National Security Team of China about a cross-border cybercrime petition, which is about the cross-border cybercrime done against China by some involved Delhi police officers and Tamil Nadu CBCID team officers and the criminals of Nachatal murder case. And I have mentioned that I am expecting response within a couple of days from the China government, and soon after I get response, I will return back to India. This is my email I have sent in on 26th December 2022. So after this email, on 2nd January 2023, from that email, I mean for all the emails on 2nd January 2023, the main coordinated HR authority, Bharti madam, was not there in any of those emails. So as far as I know, she was present I think till September or October, and suspiciously before execution of illegal termination of my eBay company job, she has exited eBay company organization, and I don't know the reason. So on 2nd January 2023, I got the first email from my new HR named HR Mohammed, who asked me, who sent an email that hi Satya, this is for a HR catch-up call, and asked for a catch-up call discussion. So on 3rd January, I replied that I'm under approved long leave in Elias country, and I have shared him my Elias contact number. My other eBay team have my Elias contact number. This new HR doesn't have, so I shared my Elias contact number, and I asked him what is the subject point of discussion. So for that, he sent a very important email. He sent a very important email on 4th January 2023. This is the most important email. I'm just reading out the email. Dear Satya, we were reaching out to you with respect to an upcoming opportunity, nothing but upcoming project opportunity, and require your presence in office for initiating the project discussion and deliverables. Kindly report to Bangalore UBCT office at 10 AM IST on 9 January 2023 and meet your reporting partner Ram DESHPANDE sir and Councillor Sai Kavutri. We observe that you are on long leave, however the same cannot continue further, and we require your physical presence in office for project discussion and deliverables. Please note, in case you fail to report to office on 9 January 2023, we may initiate appropriate action against you. So, my eBay partner Ram DESHPANDE sir and my eBay team have taken utmost care to make sure that I should not have any kind of doubt or confusion or suspicion on my eBay team on why I am suddenly being called within 4 days to return back to India for just working on project and deliverables. To make sure that I should not have any doubt or suspicion or confusion about that, my eBay partner Ram DESHPANDE sir and my eBay team have asked my eBay HR Mohammed to reiterate the same point twice in the email. It is one and only for the purpose to work on project and deliverables that I am being asked to immediately return back to India within 4 days. Because this email was sent on, as you can see, this email was sent on 4th January. This email was sent on 4th January 2023 by eBay HR Mohammed, and asked me that if I don't immediately return back on 9 January, just within 4 days time, that action will be initiated against me. So after this email, I replied to him on 5th January that sir, the security threat situation is not yet resolved for my family. I cannot return back at this current situation, and I have sent a detailed email, and in that I mentioned that I need a further extension of leave for another 2 months. Without even giving any kind of response email for that particular email, I have got direct termination email from eBay HR Director Heena Mudaliar on 10th January 2023, where she clearly reiterated the same reason mentioned by my eBay HR Mohammed. I am reading as it is. Dear Satya, in continuation to the below email, we have here the updated email with the termination letter. We understand that you are in no position to return to India given the situation mentioned below in your email dated 5th January 2023. My email dated 5th January 2023 is nothing but my reply email to the 4th January email which I have read, 4th January email of eBay HR Mohammed which I have read out just now. Basis above, since you have mentioned that you will not be able to attend to office, we hereby terminate your services effectively. This is very clear cut, transparent and open reiteration of the reason for the termination of my eBay company job, which is directly referring to the email of eBay HR Mohammed. So, in the 4th January email, he has clearly mentioned that the very reason to end my long leave and to immediately return back to India is to work on project and deliverables. And he has clearly mentioned that action will be taken against me if I don't report back to work on 9th January. And she has taken the action on 10th January, which is nothing but direct termination of my job. And she has clearly referred the same reason of the email communication between me and eBay HR on 5th January 2023, which is nothing but my reply email to eBay HR Mohammed. And she has clearly mentioned that the reason is that eBay company cannot provide further extension of leaves to me. Why eBay company cannot provide further extension of leaves to me? In the referred email of eBay HR Heena Mudaliar, my reply back email to EYHR Mohammed. Mohammed have clearly mentioned that I cannot further extend on my long leave because I am very much expected to start working on upcoming project and deliverables. There is no space for the EYHR Heena Mudaliar to say that she did not reiterate the same reason of termination in her termination. It's very clear and transparent to all country leaders and EY Global CEO Janet Trenkel and the EY leadership team that this email, she has very clearly reiterated the same reason of the termination of my job by referring back to the email of EYHR Mohammed and me, where he has asked me to report back to work on 9 January for the very purpose to work on upcoming project and deliverables, and mentioned that I cannot further extend my long leave because I am expected to work on upcoming project and deliverables. And the same reason was reiterated by Heena Mudaliar. There is no space for Heena Mudaliar to say that she did not reiterate the same. There is no space for any manipulation, and there is no space to say that she did not reiterate the same reason of termination in this termination email. So, given this fact that in both email of EYHR Mohammed and EYHR Heena Mudaliar, so this is the original termination email. Given the fact that in both the email of EYHR Mohammed and the termination email of EYHR Heena Mudaliar, I have been very clearly and repeatedly stated the reason for my job termination being my inability to get back to start work on upcoming project and deliverables on the expected mentioned date of EY, which is 9 January. And EYHR Mohammed have clearly mentioned that to directly meet my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir on 9 January. And there is no space for either my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir or any of my EY authorities to say that there is some miscommunication or misunderstanding or wrong communication from my EYHR Mohammed. No. Without the direct knowledge and approval of my EY partner, no HR would take the name of the EY partner in the email and would convey to the EY employee that you have to meet your EY partner on this particular date. So, all the emails have been sent very clearly with the utmost care from the EY authorities and very clearly stated the reason that the very reason for asking me to return back to India is to work on upcoming project and deliverables. Having clearly and repeatedly stated such a clear-cut reason for my job termination, which is the expectation, my failure to meet the expectation to work on upcoming project and deliverables, just like that, I cannot be directly wrongly framed under such a high sensitive wrong clause number in my termination letter, which refers to heinous criminal act or crimes against the society, which is completely spoiling the future and the professional career of the innocent woman victim employee. For just 1 second, I request all addressed country leaders to read the description of the clause 7b. So this is clause 7b as per EY offer letter. I am just reading it as it is. The firm may terminate, suspend your services at its discretion at any time immediately upon written notice to you if it has been alleged and prima facie established through preliminary internal inquiry to be completed within 30 days of date on which the said allegation has been first notified to your reporting manager, save and except delay due to events beyond control that you have committed. These are the category of crimes. Any heinous criminal act or any offence involving moral turpitude. The term moral turpitude includes crimes having an inherent quality of baseness, vileness or depravity with respect to a person's duty to the society in general. Examples include rape, forgery, robbery and solicitation by prostitutes, etc. or sexual harassment or any other act that threatens or is likely to damage firm's reputation. So there is very clear-cut description that this clause 7b is a very high sensitive clause which refers to some heinous criminal act or any kind of crimes against the society which I have just done. But my case of termination is completely different. Why? While there is no such allegations of clause 7b have been made against me by any of my EY company authorities, and on top of that the women victim employee have been communicated a completely totally different reason for termination of her job. Just like that, she cannot be directly wrongly framed under such a high sensitive wrong clause number in her termination letter. And there is no space for any of the EY HR authorities or any authorities to now change the reason for her termination, which is already clearly communicated in her email. Otherwise, it will turn out to be a very open and a very high sensitive forgery crime and a secretly done wrong framing crime against the woman victim employee. Because as all country leaders are aware, it is the very strong employees human rights that if there is any allegations regarding to such a high sensitive clause number, First, the allegations have to be communicated to the woman victim employee, and the investigation has to be conducted with the woman victim employee. And on top of that, it is the very strong employee human rights that every employee, be it male or female, every employee should be given a fair chance to prove that they are innocent against any such allegations placed against them, be it clause 7B or anything. But my case doesn't even belong here. I have been very clearly and repeatedly communicated the reason from the EYHR Mohammed that the very reason to end my long leave and to immediately return back to India within given completely unjustified and a very short time period of 4 days is one and only to work on upcoming project and deliverables. After clearly communicating such reason and the same reason being reiterated in the termination email of EYHR Heena Mudaliar, just like that, I cannot be directly wrongly framed under such a high sensitive wrong clause number, which is completely spoiling my future and my professional career. I request the addressed country leaders, please understand the high sensitivity of the very open, cruel injustice done against me in the illegal termination of my EY company job. Can you please understand the high sensitivity of the very open, cruel injustice done against me in the illegal termination of my EY company job? And there is no other emails which were sent either in between or after the termination email. I have not received any other emails from any EY HR authorities or any authorities. So while all the evidence emails, I have both video evidence and also have the screenshot. After even showing the very clear-cut evidence emails, there is no space for be it my EY partner Ram DESHPANDE or any EY authorities to now change the reason for my job termination. If they try to change it, it is a very open and high sensitive forgery claim. Why did it not communicate the allegations related to clause 7B to the woman victim employee? Why did it not investigate with her? Why did it not give her the basic employee human rights to prove that she is innocent against any such allegations placed against her? But I need not worry about that because utmost care is taken by my EY partner and my EY team that I should not have, in order to make sure that I should not have any doubt or suspicion or confusion about why I am suddenly called to India within 4 days. In the same email, the EY HR Mohammed have twice mentioned that Satya, it is one and only for the purpose to work on project and deliverables. You are being called to return to India within 4 days. Then why I have to worry about the clause 7B scenario? I need not worry. I have the evidence email, both the video evidence and the screenshot. I need not worry about the clause 7B at all. So given that there is no space for me, there is no space to wrongly frame me under clause 7B, I request my EY partner Ram DESHPANDE sir to please give me an appointment, and I am not asking for your help or support. It is your primary responsibility and obligation to investigate this sensitive case of me because the woman victim employee have worked under your hierarchy. You have given her direct approval for long leave, and then you have only asked her to immediately return back to India and to meet you within 4 days period of time, and then you have only given approval for termination of my job when I could not meet you on the reported date of EY. So it is one and only my EY partner Ram DESHPANDE sir who is the primary responsibility person to investigate this case, and he has to cross-investigate EY HR Mohammed and Heena Mudaliar to give me the required correction of high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in my termination letter. And this video message is mainly about the strong plan of criminal India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to influence my EY partner Ram DESHPANDE sir to block him from giving appointment to me, to push me to suicidal point with the main motive to use any other EY authorities other than my EY partner Ram DESHPANDE sir to give any kind of forgery response to me, to illegally block the required correction of high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in the termination letter with one and only in motive to openly cruelly spoil my complete future and my professional career. So given all these details, having these details on one side, I would like to explain the completely unjustified and given very short time period of 4 days, just 4 days for me by my EY team to immediately return back to India to work on project and deliverables. As the country leaders are aware, both my EY partner Ram DESHPANDE sir and my EY team were completely aware of the fact that the woman victim employee, that is myself, have been living in the country of Laos under approved long leave with my widowed mother and my sister without any other male support in my family due to the high life security threat situation for my family in India from the criminals of Qatar murder case. Because when my EY partner Ram DESHPANDE sir gave approval for long leave, my whole EY team was copied in the email. They are all aware, clearly aware that I have been under long leave with my widowed mother and my sister with no male support from my family due to high life security threat situation for my family in India. When they are aware of this fact, how come my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir and my EY team can give me a complete unjustified and a very short period of just 4 days to immediately return back to India to start work on upcoming project and deliverables? It is the responsibility of my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir and my EY team to give me prior notice with a prior intimation of at least 2 weeks time period for me to end my long leave and to return back to India to make sufficient time for making travel arrangements and to find safe accommodation place in India. It is their responsibility. The project does not come on the fly suddenly and ask that deploy your resources within 4 days. No, we all know how it works in corporate. The project comes before 1 or 2 months itself, and this EY team has sufficient time to give me prior notice of at least 2 weeks time period, or at least a minimum of 10 days time period. They all know if a military employee is living in another country under approved long leave due to life security threat situation, she needs a minimum time period of 10 days to make travel arrangements, flight tickets for herself and her family members for the nearest travel to India, and also she has to validly check for safe accommodation in India, because that is the most challenging point for her, because she has already been facing life security threat situation family in India. Given this fact, it is by default expected from the EY partner Ram Deshpande sir and the EY HR authorities that they should have given me minimum time period of at least 2 weeks or 10 days to return back to India, be it for any reason. Not even if it is not for the purpose to work on project and deliverables, even if for any other reason, it is very basic responsibility, their responsibility to give a minimum time period of 2 weeks or at least 10 days to the humanitarian employee to make travel arrangements from while living in another country and to make safe accommodation arrangements in India. Just because of their mistake of giving a completely unjustified and very short time period of 4 days to me, they cannot illegally terminate my job. It is their mistake for giving a completely unjustified and very short time period of 4 days to return back to India, and they cannot illegally terminate my job for not able to making up to return back to India within that 4 days time period. On top of that, if they are still want to say that it's emergency and I have to return back within 4 days time period, they should have given clear intimation that my job would be terminated if I could not wake up to return back within that completely unjustified short time period of 4 days. They have not given any such intimation of possibility of termination of my job as well. Can the country leaders understand? Why am I explaining each and every email? I want each and every country leaders to understand the depth of the utmost cruel injustice done against me in the illegal termination of my EY company job. Please understand the depth of the utmost cruel injustice done against me in the illegal termination of my EY company job, and the next cruel injustice that criminal India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is planning to do is to influence my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to illegally block me from giving appointment, to push me to suicidal point, with the main motive to use any other EY authorities to give open high-level forgery response, to illegally block the required correction of high sensitive wrong class number with one and only motive to completely spoil my future and my professional career. All addressed candidates are clearly aware that my professional career is 1,000 times important to me than my own life and my personal life, and I am completely innocent and most affected victim of the extreme cruel injustice done in this very open illegal termination of my EY company job. And it's been more than 2 months I'm waiting for appointment with my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir, and it is his primary responsibility and obligation to give me appointment, to investigate the evidence emails, and to give me the required correction of high sensitive wrong class number mentioned in my termination letter. I plead address to country leaders to please take my message to the immediate high attention of EY Global CEO, Janet Title and EY leadership team to immediately give directions to my EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to give me appointment and to investigate the evidence emails of the clearly stated reason for my job termination, and to give me the required correction of high sensitive wrong class number mentioned in my termination letter. This is one of my requests. The second main request is that I request EY partner Ram Deshpande sir to please discuss the completely unjustified very short time period of 4 days given for me to return to India in mid of my life security threat situation to work on project and deliverables. It is the mistake of EY team for not giving a prior time period, proper prior time period and intimation of at least 2 weeks time period, of at least 10 days time period to me to make all those travel arrangements and accommodation arrangements, and for their mistake of giving completely unjustified and short period of 4 days for me to return back to India, I cannot face the illegal termination of my e-way company job. I need justice for the illegal termination of my e-way company job as well. This is my second request. My first request is it of utmost priority for my e-way partner DESHPANDE sir to please immediately give me appointment and investigate the details of the high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in my termination letter, and give me the record correction of high sensitive wrong clause number mentioned in my termination letter. Thank you so much. I am just reattaching the evidence of the forgery mobile notification sent from SBI Bank using Supreme Court. So this is my mobile because the video was not clearly visible in my speech video. So as the country leader screen, SBI, it denotes to State Bank of India and it says SBI transaction or SBI bank related notification. And today I got this message today, 3rd May 2025. I got message from SBI Bank. You can see SBI Bank, from SBI Bank. They have given a notification from Supreme Court of India. Your grievance communication have been given inward number SAPL. For status, kindly log on to grievance management option in case of information tab, Supreme Court of India. Just a open show off by terrorist Asuhan Perisam and criminal Anand Ambani that they are openly misusing both Indian Central Government SBI Bank and Supreme Court of India to send me forgery complaint registrations by misusing my contact number. Can you understand? Like they are misusing SBI mobile messaging system to send a notification related to forgery complaint registered in the Supreme Court by misusing my mobile number to openly show off that they can do any kind of forgery by misusing the Supreme Court to cover up the illegal termination of my e-way company job, and to give response from my e-way authorities like we will give response in the High Court or Supreme Court, or to even create any kind of forgery case registration in the Supreme Court by using past date forgery to cover up illegal termination of my e-way company job.